EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Gun.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. You look at this Baltimore defense. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Burrow. He'll look underneath and finds Brown. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. On 4th down, the rookie Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flush to his right. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll make it second down. The Ravens at 7-2 here on the year. Their head coach, he's got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 18. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And they'll get him down right around the 16. And the tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's Jackson. And Walker has it. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. Mitchell will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt? Turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
7-0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pick. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here we go.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this will be caught by Brown. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
On 2, ready? Here we go. Stop.
Now it's Burrow. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the Ravens getting the road victory in that one. So now they'll look to finish off the season sweep here in Baltimore. Jackson now off the bootleg. Finding Walker complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Play action. It's Jackson. Throwing out left and finding Likely. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one goes for 30 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Touchdown! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Tucker now to add the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Got him in. It's Brown. Spins away. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Here we go.
An inside give, Brown. Oh, look at the juke. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores.
Here we go.
But the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Here's a quick throw caught by Higgins. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Now the first carry for Zach Moss. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Ready? 11. Here we go.
In motion goes the tight end. Now Burrow. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Here we go.
They'll go up the middle here with Moss. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. That is caught. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Here we go.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Stop.
Burrow will throw. He'll drop this underneath the Moss. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
11 MT. 11 MT. Stop.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. His pass caught at the 4. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Andre Yoshivas, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals are back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And Hill will opt for the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Over the middle, complete. It's Walker. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Flowers. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Jackson now. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Jackson to Bateman there, first down Ravens. Now Lamar changing the play.
No, we changed it. You. What is shot?
Throwing is Jackson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. 2nd down and a yard. To throw is Jackson. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
Hey.
Jackson. And he's got it. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
BC, ready? 180.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews as time expires in the first half. And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime. So they say no to the field goal try late in the half, and it winds up really paying off as they score on the final play.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but they had some foresight as well because they knew they were going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So they thought to themselves, if we score here, we can double up on back-to-back drives when we start the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Alpha, sit on. 180. 180. You change it.
Jackson. He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And 24 yards to gain there. Another first down as well.
Ready? Sit on.
They go play action with Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up second down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Ball at the 23, second and 8. Again, Jackson. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
On second down, it's Moss again. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. They're down here in the third quarter, trying to get something going to the outside there. Didn't work out, though.
Yeah, and from the cheap seats and from where you and I are sitting, we did pay a pretty good price to get in here, right? You often wonder to yourself, why do you make that type of a call? That one went for no gain. But I think this offense thinks to itself, if we keep running these plays, eventually something may pop. It just didn't on that one.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Sit up.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He's got it at the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 36 yards on the play.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, yep.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Ravens take a 3-touchdown lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
11.
Now it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm wondering. 11. 12.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From the 46, here's 2nd down and a yard. Burrow looking to pass. He'll swing this out to Moss. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now Burrow changing things up here. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I'm fine, ready?
2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick six, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick six?
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
On one, ready?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure you get...
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take over at their own 41. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Well, you see the speed there of Daxton Hill reaching him before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Right back to Mitchell here. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 56 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use him more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught. Take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
First down, here's Mitchell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. First carry now for Justice Hill. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Here's Burrow. This one complete to Yoshibas. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. Flushed out right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Let's get set.
Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs.
180.
A give running right is Mitchell. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, that kind of run on 1st down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Alpha, sit up.
On the counter, Mitchell. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 70 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Ready?
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement.